This is the third and final video for this bike. I decided to film this video because I ordered a custom wheel set with the Hope Pro Evo 2. They're very good hubs, nice and loud, which I'm very fond of. I also decided to go with the extra thick spokes for more stiffness, and with the no tubes Flow EX, which I'm very fond of of those rims. They're wider than most and very stiff, and they can handle really rough terrain. In the front, I decided to go with the 20mm through axle, so I can actually utilize the capability of 20mm, which is more, it gives you more stiffness. I decided to go with the gunmetal, smoked gunmetal from Hope, which actually makes a very good combination with the XDR color. I know you guys probably noticed this tape right here. To be honest, I never thought I would put tape on a crank, but actually these freaking cranks are so beautiful that I just didn't want to scratch them, so I put a little bit of Gorilla Tape on it, and it works very well. Like I said, last video, I really enjoy custom making my bikes, customizing them. I know people love to point out that I spend a lot of money on my bikes, but I have a decent job, so I can afford it. A few words of the shocks. A guy wanted me to make a more intense review of the shock. I'm not the kind of guy that tweaks the suspension constantly and refines them. I just set it and forget it, and actually let the suspension do all the work. Like I mentioned, when I first got this shock, I put 220 psi, and it comes with a chart, and you look up the psi that you put in it, and it tells you to set the low, which is the low and high, which is the center and the outer. It has two Allen. One is I believe it's a 2.5 or 3mm, and the outside is like 4 or 5mm. So it has the high and low for the rebound and for the compression. And the chart itself tells you to set the high and the low for the rebound according to the air pressure that you put, and the high and low for the compression, and that's it. They also asked me how it feels, and I'll be honest with you, when you're pedaling this bike, it feels like you're riding a hardtail. It's that stiff. But as soon as you hit any kind of technical terrain, when you go over lugs or when you're jumping, it truly becomes like a coil spring. It acts like a downhill bike. That's how plush the suspension becomes. And then as soon as you start pedaling, it stiffens up. So it's like having a lockout switch on your bike that is automatic. That's the closest I can say to the shock. You know what I'm saying? That's the best description that I can give. If you're thinking about getting it, you can't go wrong. So it's not even that expensive compared to the regular shocks. It is not that expensive. Like I posted on the description on the previous video, I paid $1,400 for the front end and for the fork and the shock. The 36 by 170, and with the 20mm through axle, it's the same thing. That's how much I paid for it, and most places that's how much you pay for just the fork. So if you really want to do a good suspension upgrade, you would not go wrong by buying this shock. But if you don't want to take my word for it, hey, I'll probably eventually make some videos of the shock in action. I haven't figured out how to freaking mount the camera on the down tube so I can get a clear picture. But I'll figure it out, and I'll probably put 1 or 2 videos about it, and that's it, man. So like I said, this probably will be my final video of upgrading this bike, because I have nothing else to upgrade. The bike is solid, and I'm happy, and I hope that you guys follow my lead and just upgrade your bikes, man. It's like having a new bike every time you freaking upgrade something. You get to enjoy it over and over again without having to buy a brand new bike. So thank you for watching, and I enjoy making these videos for you guys. Thank you.